World with many new things to see and even more new things to hear. A lifetime safari is very different from a safari.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. In order to keep your wait time to a minimum, we ask that you please keep your group together, keep up with the party in front of you, and fill in all the available space. It is not necessary to form a single file line. If you are traveling with a stroller, please have children and valuables unloaded before you reach our stroller parking area. If you are traveling with someone in a scooter or wheelchair, please have this person lead your party through the line. This will help keep your wait time to a minimum. Once again, please keep your group together.
Ciao everyone! We are almost ready to board you on our safari vehicles, and I wanted to make certain I told you about our loading procedures. Before you actually enter the loading area, please locate the nearest trash bin and just collect any unfinished food items. If someone in your party is traveling with a mobility device, please line up behind that person, allowing them to lead the group through the gate towards the end of the ride.
Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safaris. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Gracias. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Before you begin your trip, you should know that the contained rules of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve ask to roam around the terrain.
Oh, they're right. Watch your hands are like the feet. The doors are sliding closed. For safari today, out to the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Just as a couple safety reminders, please keep your hands, arms, legs, and feet inside the truck at all times, and remain fully seated for our entire safari. It does get pretty bumpy out there. I am really driving, so make sure you hold on nice and tight to any cameras, hot spots, cell phones, or other loose items. If they fall from the truck, I can't stop to retrieve them for you. Love your heads and animal spotting guide. I hope you identify some of the animals we might see on safari today. We probably won't see them all, but we usually do get pretty lucky. If you're taking pictures, have your cameras ready. Animals are on both sides of the truck. Not all allowed to stop. They definitely won't always stop for us. Making our way into the little tree forest. Animals in the forest use that great camouflage to help hide from predators, so they may be difficult to spot. Over there on our right-hand side, that is an okapi. Okapi were thought to be mystical creatures by the Western world. They weren't discovered by Westerners until 1901, but they were discovered by locals far sooner. Now, it looks like the okapi should be related to the zebra, but they are not. Their only known living relatives actually the giraffe. They both have a long prehensile tongue. Prehensile means finger-like. That gives them the ability to reach out and grab leaves off of trees, kind of like you're grabbing them with your hand. It also gives them the ability to lick their own eyeball if they chose to do so. Okapi are known as the African unicorn because they are elusive in the forest. Actually, so elusive scientists don't even know how many are truly left in the wild. Because they are so difficult to track, they're only native to a small centralized region of the forest in Africa and the Democratic Republic of Congo, and they are typically solitary in the wild. Now there was that black and white bird that was in the water there. We'll get a little bit better look up ahead here on the left. There's another one up here. Those are saddle-billed stork along with the black rhinoceros here. Saddle-billed stork have a 9-foot wingspan. That's the same size as the width of the cab of the truck. They communicate with each other by rattling their bills because they don't have vocal cords. They stand about 5 feet tall. Now, if you get a good look right here, this is actually the male saddle-billed stork. You can tell the difference by their eye color. Female saddle-billed stork have yellow eyes. Males have brown eyes. And he has the little wattles under his bill as well. So with the black rhinoceros there grazing, black rhino are one of the smaller rhino species that weigh at about 3,000 pounds. And they have a pointed prehensile upper lip, which differs from the white rhino that we may get lucky and see later. Now over here on our right-hand side, or actually on both sides of the road, copper-colored antelope or bongo and the tan-colored antelope or greater kudu. Now specifically, this is a male bongo here. You can actually tell the difference between male and female bongo by their coloring. See, he's a little bit darker in color on his neck and chest area, as opposed to the female bongo we're going to see up ahead here on the left. Bongo are nicknamed the ghost of the forest. They use that stripe pattern to help blend into their surroundings. Both male and female bongo have horns. And the tan-colored antelope or greater kudu. You'll see the female bongo here on our left. See, they're a little bit lighter in color. I have to tell you, don't tell the female bongo. The boy bongo is my favorite. He's a little bit younger than the rest of the girls, so that's why his horns are a little bit shorter. But the greater kudu use that stripe pattern to help blend into their surroundings as well. We tell those were female greater kudu because they don't have horns. Only the male greater kudu have horns. Both out, we're making our way out of the forest and headed into the Sapi River. There have been some hippo sightings in the area recently, so we might get lucky and spot some hippos. Orange-white birds on our right down there are pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans are colonial nesters. That means they nest with anywhere from about 20 to 500 individuals. They get their name from the pink color that appears on their skin during mating season. And a group of pelicans is called a pod. And if you keep an eye out on the water here on the left, we might get lucky and spot some Nile hippopotamus. If we do, they are probably going to be fully submerged in the water. They do spend several hours of their day fully submerged in the water, and that's because they have sensitive skin. They can actually get sunburned. They'll hold their breath for several minutes at a time, and they even hold their breath when they're asleep. They'll naturally rise up to the surface, take a breath, and go back under without even having to wake up. It's looking pretty calm, though. Not seeing any hippos moving around. So we're going to continue on, see what else we might be able to find. Keep an eye out on the left side of the bridge, though. There is a Nile crocodile in the water down there. Nile crocodile are the largest species of crocodilian that live here in Africa. They're up to an average of about 16 feet long. That's the same size as the average height of a giraffe. They weigh about 500 pounds, and they can consume up to half their body weight in any one single meal. Nile crocodiles are opportunistic hunters, which means they'll take an easy meal. They can get an easy meal without having to work too hard for it. Leave the Sapi River and start to make our way towards the savanna. The savanna has a delicate ecosystem. Giraffe acts as tree trimmers, elephants bulldoze old trees to help promote new growth, and antelope act as the grass cutters. Animals that live on the savanna are migratory, and that means they'll travel a great distance every year. So we're headed towards the savanna while looking at this tree that looks like it's upside down up ahead here on the right. This is a baobab tree. The baobab tree remains leafless 9 months out of the year to help it conserve water. It'll store that water in its trunk. Animals on the savanna can break open the trunk and get the water if they need it during the dry season. The baobab tree is nicknamed the Tree of Life. Out into the savanna, there's some Maasai giraffe in the distance here as well as some wildebeest. Alright, wildebeest on the right.
Giraffe check.
Wildebeest are migratory. They'll travel in herds of 1.5 million individuals, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 miles each year during what's called the Great Migration. Wildebeest calf are able to stand several minutes after they're born. That way they keep up with the herd to get away from predators. Our African painted dogs here on our left, they get their name from their coat coloring. Each dog has a unique coat coloring, and they are some of the most successful pack hunters. They're actually more successful than lions and hyena combined. They are members of the canine family. However, they are not in the same branch that domesticated dogs and wolves are in, because they only have 4 toes on each paw. They don't have that dew claw. A group of painted dogs is called a pack. There can be anywhere from about 2 to 27 individuals in a pack, although about 5 to 20 is more common. Sable antelope on our left, laying down, and the larger antelope standing up are Patterson's eland. Sable antelope are the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Their long curved horns help deter predators from attacking. Both the male and female Patterson's eland have spiral-shaped horns. That's the male standing near the sable antelope, the female kind of on the hillside there. You can tell the difference by the length of their horns. Female eland are going to have longer, skinnier horns with a tighter spiral shape. They're the largest species of antelope that live here on the reserve. These are Maasai giraffe on either side of us here. Maasai giraffe have rough, uneven spot patterns on their coats. Each spot pattern on every giraffe is unique to the individual. They have that long, prehensile tongue, just like the okapi. Their tongues can stretch to about 19 inches long. We are going to keep moving just a second though, because he's going to move. Don't want him to get too terribly close. They are known to like to try to get close to the trucks. Like I said, their tongues can stretch to about 19 inches long. Their tongues are purple. That's roughly from about your elbow to the tip of your middle finger if you're an adult. That's how long their tongue is. Those are called ossicles on the top of the giraffe's head. It's one of the ways you can tell giraffe and okapi are related. It's part of their skull structure. Both male and female giraffe have ossicles, whereas only the male okapi have ossicles. The average adult giraffe's about 16 feet tall. They can go anywhere from 16 to about 19 to 20 feet tall. It all depends on their genetics. It's a little bit better for you to see where he's going to decide to walk. Baby giraffe's probably around here somewhere. I don't really know where he's at. He's been out and about as well. He just kind of likes to sit down. Oh, there he is. If you look up ahead on our right near this tree stump, you'll see the baby giraffe. He's got his head in the south.
Oh my gosh.
Now the first thing newborn giraffe experience in life? Gravity.
Yeah.
Their mothers give birth standing up, so they actually start out life with a 6-foot drop head first into the world. Now that is actually super important for newborn giraffe. That encourages them to stand within an hour of being born. That's out of necessity. They have to be able to stand to be able to nurse. Once they are fully standing after that hour, on average they are about 6 foot tall as newborns. Ankole cattle here on our left. Ankole cattle were thought to be symbols of wealth in the Watusi tribe. That's the tribe that domesticated them, so they're also called Watusi cattle. They have a large honeycomb-like structure in their horns to help regulate their blood flow to maintain their body temperature. Acts kind of built-in air conditioning. Their horns can measure about 4 feet in length, or if you measure from tip to tip, they're about 6 feet in length. One of only 2 domesticated species that live here on the reserve. But we are going to start to make our way into elephant country. You can tell by the trees that have been knocked down. Looking pretty calm, so there he is, hanging out back there. Male African elephants will form bachelor herds or remain solitary when they reach adulthood. Now, unfortunately, as we approach elephant country, elephants are in danger of poaching. They are primarily poached for the ivory found in their tusks, but they also suffer from habitat loss due to the mining of coltan. Coltan's a mineral that summons small electronics like cell phones. And because of this, elephants are on the move. While they're on the move, they were destroying farmers' crops in Kenya. Those farmers started putting out traps for the elephants, which wasn't good because elephants are endangered. But through the research of the Disney Conservation Fund and those Kenyan wildlife farmers, they discovered African elephants are terrified of the sound of bees. With this knowledge, they started building beehive fences. They built the fences around the outside of their property that helped keep the elephants away, which kept the elephants safe. Kept the farmers' crops safe, which was their livelihood. And it gave the farmers an additional source of income because they were able to harvest the honey from the bees. If you look over there on the right, that red clay, there are some tusk marks. Elephants love to eat red clay. It provides the vitamins and minerals they need. When elephants migrate, they follow a dominant female, and that's because elephants are a matriarchal society. The dominant female is typically the oldest in the herd. She's the one that's migrated the most and has the most life experience. A herd will consist of a dominant female, other females, and their young. Males only stay with their mothers in the herd until they reach late adolescence or early adulthood, about 15 years or so. And they often form this bachelor herd explore for being solitary. See if we can get a little bit better look. Looks like baby's following mom there. Now, I would say based on baby size, she's not quite 2 years old. Probably about 1,000 or so pounds. Now, elephants are actually pregnant for around 22 months before they give birth. That's almost 2 full years before giving birth to one calf. The average elephant calf weighs about 250 pounds when it's born. Oh, there she is. Now, I won't tell you that I have a favorite animal on the reserve, but you may be looking at it if I was to say I had a favorite animal. Because how could you not? Baby elephant, like, it's baby elephant. She is going to continue walking on towards mom, so we're going to continue on, see what else we might be able to find. Really warm days, they can actually swim here in the water. There's one day she was swimming in the water with, she's got an older half-sister out here in the herd as well. She was standing on her head. I guess it doesn't matter the species, still. Older sibling, little sibling mentality. These birds on the left here are greater flamingo. Greater flamingo are the lightest colored pink of the flamingo species. They get that pink color from the shrimp and krill they eat that provides beta-carotene in their diet. When they hatch, they actually start out a gray color. They don't get that pink color until they're about 2 to 3 years old. The group of flamingo is called a flamboyance. And we did just, like I said, we saw baby elephant and mom. That was actually dad we saw very first. Male African elephants are typically solitary, like I mentioned earlier. They really only come back together with the herd for reproductive purposes. White rhinoceros here on our left. White rhino are named for the Afrikaans word wide. It means wide and not white. They're named for their broad square mouths. They have great hearing but poor eyesight. And they love to roll around in mud pits. Kind of a big mud pit she's standing there over there. And I'll help coat their sensitive skin to cool them down. That's kind of natural sunscreen for them. The ostrich in the distance there on the right. We'll see them a little bit closer here shortly. But ostrich are the world's largest flightless birds. They use their large wings to help change direction while running. Because I do believe I see a little bit of movement on the hillside here. Some of you might get lucky and see a cheetah asleep. Or 2 cheetah. Center of the hillside here, under the trees. There's one lane kind of vertical to us, one horizontal, and kind of towards her back left as well. Cheetah are built for speed and not power. Due to this, they primarily hunt during the day. because if they hunt at night, they have a better chance for large predators to chase them off. Cheetah can't roar. They communicate by making a chirping-like sound. They're also able to purr. This group of cheetah is called a coalition. They're going to be a little bit easier to spot over here in the second yard. Two more, or three more laying there, actually. If you look between the two that are laying there, we see really easy, straight back between those two trees, there's one facing away from us as well. Enjoying the little bit cooler weather. I do use cooler very, very, very loosely. I guess I should say not enjoying the 100+ degree weather. This large rock formation that's coming out into view on our left is a kopje rock formation. Animals on the savanna use a kopje rock formation to help see from miles around. You can see predators or prey approaching. Some more members of that crash of rhino there on our right. That's what a group is called. A group of rhino is a crash. This ostrich again. Female ostriches have that kind of grayish, lighter black feather like you see there, but the males typically have the dark black feather. Ostrich can range in height anywhere from 6 feet up to 9 feet tall. The male ostrich typically being towards that 9 foot tall. They run at a top speed of about 40 to 43 miles per hour, and they cover about 10 to 12 feet in a single stride. So they are going to be a little bit faster than those white rhinos. This white rhino can run at a top speed of about 35 miles per hour. Warthogs on the left. Warthogs are the largest burrowing animals that live in Africa. Back into their burrows and sit with their tusks out to appear more threatening. They'll reuse burrows from other animals as well. A group of warthog is called a sounder. It's a sounder of warthog. Now when members of the sounder are alarmed, they will run off with their tails straight up in the air, almost like a flagpole. Now let's alert other members of the sounder of the danger is near. Helps them stay together when they run too. Have a better look at that ostrich too. These eggs on the ground over here on the right are ostrich eggs. One ostrich egg is the equivalent to about 2 dozen chicken eggs. They weigh around 3 pounds apiece. And a fully grown adult can stand on the top of the shell without cracking it, because the shell is as hard as concrete. Now we are making our way out of the savannah and into Magani Glen. Magani Glen is home of the warden's post, the newest area of the reserve on the outskirts of the village. They live here harmoniously with some Nigerian dwarf goats. Nigerian dwarf goats produce a sweet milk that is valuable at markets. They clear pasture land. They eat other browse livestock will not eat. They do happen to be excellent climbers as well. One of only 2 domesticated species that live here on the reserve. Alrighty friends, we are headed out of Magani Glen and back towards the village of Harambe and the end of your safari. What can you do at home to help? You can recycle, conserve water, eliminate the use of single-use plastics like water bottles, get a reusable water bottle or reusable shopping bags, and recycle old electronics. By recycling old electronics, it does help benefit both elephants and gorillas who suffer from habitat loss due to the mining of coltan. Now, if you want to see gorillas or some of the other species we might not have seen on safari today, I recommend checking out the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. It's just a short hike away from the exit. On the trail there are gorillas, meerkats, pick and mole rats, scurvy zebra, a hippo wading pool, and some more okapi. There's also the Maharaja jungle shark over in Asia. There are tigers, bats, feather dragons, and many other Asian species. The trails are about a 15 to 20 minute self-guided walking trail, and you can probably a bit earlier than the rest of the park. If you learn more about what Disney's doing to help conservation, check out the Disney Conservation Fund. Ask about it in the merchandise locations here in Animal Kingdom. Disney's funded numerous projects worldwide to help conservation and sustainability of species. They match every donation they receive dollar for dollar, and if you decide to donate, you're pretty cool pin as well. Each redesigned it. Happy Wilderness Explorers Award, even awards a Simba 1. That is Simba like the lion and the number 1. Now it's a good time to go ahead and gather up any of these personal belongings, check your pockets, check your rows, Make sure not to leave anything behind. It stays in the truck. It is going to go on another safari. It's quite a long walk back to Africa to retrieve anything you may have forgotten. Launch up to this part of the truck and make sure you say hi to you out there.
They had them like, I don't know how they train them to sort of stand there like a cricket. It's really weird.
Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, and then one, like, go around one corner, there's one, and then go around the other corner, there's another one standing, or different types standing on that corner. That was just
Yeah. In one particular area.
in one spot.